Hello, my dear children! Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush green forest, lived a little bear. The bear was very friendly, and he had two best friends, a deer named Fawn and a rabbit named Hops. They would often play together near the sparkling stream that flowed through the forest. One sunny afternoon, the three friends were picnicking by the stream, when suddenly a big, bad wolf appeared. The wolf had a big, bushy tail and sharp, pointy ears. He licked his chops and said to the bear, "I'm so hungry! I could eat a nice juicy bear for lunch!" The bear was terrified. He started to shake and tremble as the wolf slowly approached him. Fawn and Hops knew they had to do something to save their friend. Without hesitation, Fawn quickly stood up, put his hooves together, and said loudly, "Hey, Mr. Wolf, how about having a race instead? Whoever wins gets to eat the other two." The wolf thought this was a great idea, and all three friends agreed. "Okay, let's start," said the wolf with a wicked grin. And with that, the race began. The wolf took off like a shooting star, followed closely by Fawn and Hops. As they ran, Fawn and Hops kept glancing back at the wolf, making sure he didn't get too far ahead. They needed to be quick. After what seemed like an eternity, they reached the first checkpoint, an old oak tree with a hollow trunk. "This is our chance," whispered Hops to Fawn. They both took a deep breath and dashed into the hollow log. The wolf, being bigger and stronger, couldn't fit inside, so he kept running past them without knowing they had taken shelter. When he was far enough ahead, Fawn and Hops came out of the log and started running again. This time, they raced alongside the gushing waterfall. As the water splashed on them, they could hear the wolf getting closer. They needed to find another hiding spot. Just then, they spotted a cozy den under some bushes. They hid there while the wolf passed by, sniffing the air, unable to find them. Once he was gone, Fawn and Hops came out of their hiding spot and continued the race towards the finish line. But suddenly, Hops tripped and fell. His leg was hurt, and he couldn't get up. "Oh no!" cried Fawny. "What should I do?" Hops said, "Go on without me! I can't run anymore!" Fawn wanted to help his friend, but he also didn't want to lose the race. He looked back and saw the wolf getting closer and closer. He knew he had to make a decision. For a moment, he hesitated, torn between his friendship and the promise he had made to their friend. But then he remembered the words, "A friend in need is a friend indeed." So without a second thought, Fawn turned around and rushed back to help Hops. He pushed and pulled Hops until they reached the riverbank. Then, seeing a fallen log, Fawn jumped onto it and, with Hops still on his back, started walking on the log like a tightrope. Slowly but surely, they made their way across the log. Meanwhile, the wolf, unaware of their plan, dashed past them, thinking he had won. When he realized that both Fawn and Hops were crossing the river on the log, he panicked. He tried to stop, but it was too late. He had used up all his strength running, and he couldn't turn around in time. With a loud crash, the wolf tumbled into the river. Fawn and Hops, seeing the wolf fall, quickly jumped off the log and ran towards the finish line. They crossed it together, side by side, and collapsed on the ground, exhausted but happy. They had done it. They had saved themselves from the hungry wolf. As they caught their breath, the wolf climbed out of the river, shaking water off his fur. He looked at Fawn and Hops and admitted that they had tricked him. He said, "I admit I lost fairly, but now I am wet and cold, and I really need a place to dry myself and get warm." Hops and Fawn glanced at each other. They didn't want the wolf to join them in their cave. They had seen how vicious he could be. However, remembering the words, "A friend in need is a friend indeed," they decided to be kind. So Fawn said, "Well, Mr. Wolf, we're going home now. You're welcome to come with us if you'd like." The wolf was very grateful. He thanked them and accepted their invitation. All three friends started walking back home together. As they walked, the wolf apologized for wanting to eat them and said, "From now on, I promise to be your friend and not a foe." Fawn and Hops forgave him and told him that they were happy to have him as a friend. When they reached the cozy den where they all lived, the three friends dried themselves near the warm fire. After a while, they had a delicious dinner together and talked about their exciting adventures. The story of the bear and the two friends teaches us that helping a friend in need is the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you've had arguments or if you don't agree on everything. Being a good friend means always being there for each other, especially when it matters the most. Now, my little ones, it's time for bed. Remember, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Sweet dreams! And if you've enjoyed this story, please remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more wonderful tailies. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Goodbye.